Alright, I'm back in the city silver police car, and their complaint is that the door does not open from the inside. However, it does. It's just not, it's not 100%. So I see what they're saying. So I'm going to go ahead and take this door panel off, see what we find behind there, door handle, whatnot. I'll probably go ahead and wash this whole thing, give it some WJ Handy Dad love. If I have time, I will shampoo the seat as well, because it's not very clean. I previously did at least wipe down the steering wheel, but it looks like it needs an actual thorough cleaning, but I'm probably not going to have time. When I got here, it was 105. I've gotten it down to 99, but it's just miserable to work in those conditions. And with this blowing, you're going to hear that, so it's going to screw up the sound, but I need it. Now, you remember there's 7mm bolts. Newer models have one right here. Older models don't have this one here. There's two along the bottom. There's one inside of here. And obviously somebody broke this, but you know, you're supposed to pry this from the front, not the back. But everybody seems to pry it from the back and break that tab off. I'm gonna see if I can plastic weld a little tab back on there for them so that stays down. And then while I've got it out, you see the lock switch doesn't work. The window does roll down. And then their complaint is the door doesn't always open. There's a torx in here. I want to say it's T27 or T30. T25 will probably fit and turn it, but it's not the quote right size. Now, you know there's normally a plastic cover over that. This one is missing. Don't know why somebody would pop it off and lose it, but stranger things have happened. Sometimes this is held on with plastic little clips. Usually they are broken, as you see. This one, no exception to the broken rule. I don't know how important they are, but like I said, probably way less than half of the ones I've seen. These are still actually holding this into place. And there is probably, well, maybe not. It's hard to say. I thought this was bent over and out of position, which would, that's what opens the door. So if this is loose, wiggly, spun around, whatever, then it could cause some troubles. That also looks healthy, so I have to see if there's a loose lock rod, bent something, who knows. Again, you always want to pry from the front on the Crown Vics. I don't know why they designed it that way, but they did. And everybody wants to pry from the back, and as you see, the tab that goes under here to hold it down in the back is broken off. Wires all look to be intact. These are just squeeze and release tabs. And then just to be ornery, the engineers make this one where you need some sort of tool. I typically prefer plastic tools because these tabs are so fragile, especially in a vehicle that's a... Right, so there's this piece. I am going to stick plastic in here, pry out the switch, the lock switch, which pries out from there. I think the mirror one is fine. And clean them with some alcohol, see if that helps. Sometimes it can literally be that simple as just a little alcohol on them. And then while I've got that all apart, I can thoroughly wash this with soap and water to where, you know, it's not going to damage the switches. Alright, so I popped them out. Like I said, it's 4 little plastic tabs, 2 on each side for that one, 1 on each side for this one. And then this one, you know, engineers just gotta always do something weird. So this one has to press down and slide out, and then once you get it about halfway, then you gotta kind of pull it this direction and clear this too, and then it just sort of pops out. Not a great design, but you see how dirty this is. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrub this down, and then like I said, I'm gonna try to plastic weld. I just need a little tab of some sort there, and that will lock into place. I'm gonna try to do is plastic weld this piece of metal basically on there. So it's just a plastic welder. I have bent it purposely into that shape so that hopefully this may be the only thing I need to at least where it will hold in the car. Just clip those ends off. Like I said, that gives it a little piece of metal there. I may need to actually weld another piece of plastic over that to stick out even farther. But actually, you know what? I may not clip those off. I may bend those. That may be actually what ends up holding it. Alright, it's ugly, but very effective. So put the metal clip on there, and then I put some of this white plastic there, and see when it hardens pretty solid. It's actually kind of flexible before you put it on, but I could probably cut it down a little bit. I'm gonna leave it like that for right now. So this piece is fixed. I don't know if the switches were fixed by cleaning them or not. We'll find out. There's supposed to be a 7mm bolt in there. It's missing. Shocker. So somebody's been in here, didn't know what they were doing probably. Or how much you want to bet they didn't watch my videos on how to do this, and they've dropped the dang screw into the door somewhere. There we go. Alright, it wasn't coming off earlier, now it is. So that's where all the painter's tape came from. You can tell they've been in here. This is not supposed to just be dangling around in there. It's supposed to actually clip to here on the door. So I'll fix that, and then figure out. That doesn't look broken, so I don't know why that's not. Maybe the latch itself, maybe it just needs lubrication or something. We'll see. But I'll take this out and give it a thorough cleaning. I want to take you in here. So I've got it latched as if the door is closed, and I'm just going to push on this as if I was pulling the door handle, and we'll see the door opens. So it's not this now. But I wonder, this was under here, you know, jammed in there improperly. And I wonder, since that bar, you see how that bar has to move, if it was pushing it down just enough to where it wasn't actually, you know, popping. Now I did go ahead and spray some silicone all over that, and as far as I can tell, everything's working in there as it should be. So I bet it was just sloppiness of not putting this back on the door where it's supposed to go. God knows what else. I mean, this is one thing why I like to do my own maintenance, because, you know, folks just don't care when it's not theirs, so they just trash it and then, you know, leave it for the next poor guy to have to fix. So I'm going to look in here as well and see if I can find the bolt that's supposed to go to hold the, you know, basically through there. It's not a biggie, but, you know, it's just the difference between professional work and, you know, not. You know, not is, oh well, I lost that bolt, oh well, no biggie. professional is, oh, I lost that bolt, I need to find it, put it back in. But you know, I didn't lose it, it was already missing. It's just, I'm going to see, hopefully it's in the door somewhere. Although typically, since the way this is, it would fall and then be between the plastic and here as opposed to inside of here. But you never know, you know, stranger things have happened. Before I put it all back together, I'm going to give it a test. See if that's what it was. Yeah. Guarantee you, whoever worked on this before didn't know that this was supposed to go back on the plastic out here and had it wrapped around the door rod just enough to affect opening the door. Now, I still can't get the locks to work, but I can hear the relay click. So the switch works. I don't know if you can hear that. It's clicking. Is that on both sides? So the relays are working, the switches are working. Either the lock motor is bad, or my guess, they butchered the wires and they were doing all of this. Somewhere in here is supposed to be connected to the door locks, and instead, you know, they screwed it up. Maybe they accidentally cut a wire or something, because it looks like the lock motor wiring goes over there. So I'm going to take a peek at that before I put all this back together for the city, because having the door locks work would be huge. Putting this back in, the key that they missed, there's a spot right there that snaps onto that, and then so you can make sure these are all accessible. 4 connectors there, the one plugged in there. The only other real issue you have is lining up the lock rod. And basically, it just kind of fits against the door and then slides down. There's slots all the way around to push into. If you miss any of them, you'll know because it won't go. This one you'll know because it'll be sticking out. Panel. So there's only one way these can plug in. On there now, so hopefully push that in. Now, you see that panel's nice and secure, at least as secure as it can be after somebody breaks it. The correct piece obviously holds it down totally flush. Still hear the relay clicking and nothing happening there. Personal property, 2 AAA batteries are in there, 1 padlock, and 2 tuning forks. And to make sure I'm still holding up the door. So it's amazing amazing how something as simple as not putting that wire where it's supposed to go would allow it to interfere with the door rod just enough to make the door hard to open. That's how you fix it. And, watch my videos before you work on these and you'll learn how stuff is supposed to come apart and go back together the right way without breaking stuff. Hope that helps.